Welcome to the R.E.S.T movement, where we release every single thing. Hey y'all, listen, I didn't stop people pleasing because I all of a sudden learned boundaries. Truth of the matter is, I stopped because my body started betraying me. Fatigue, frustration, emotional overload, what I wouldn't say, what I wouldn't do, my body started whispering or sometimes even screaming that I needed to stop. And so maybe your body's whispering. Maybe your body is speaking loudly. Maybe your body is telling you that it's time. So if this is you, and even if it isn't, come on, let's get into it. I'm inviting you to rest. It's Freedom Friday. Friday. It's Freedom Friday. Friday. Doing the running man. He's Freedom Friday. 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 So come on in here and get free. There's nothing but water in my cup. She's got a little bit of hibiscus. She's got not some hibiscus. What did I make you? I juiced some pomegranate and some grapes.
Best drink ever.
One of her favorites. I didn't give myself any. But anyway.
Could be in my coffee shop.
Hey, y'all. Welcome to another episode of the R.E.S.T Movement Podcast. I am your host, Renee Youngblake, the Nugget Dropper. And you know that healing is our hustle. That's what we do. Who's this over here?
It is the one, the only, Sonja D, the soul stirrer.
Oh, no, you're not singing today. She is definitely the one and only. Uh-oh. I'm your uh-oh.
The soul
I done rubbed off on it. She popping lock and tea.
The soul stirrer. The soul stirrer.
We got a remix.
The soul stirrer.
Nugget Dropper.
Thanks for joining us.
We ain't nothing better to do. I think it's, I don't know. I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, we both.
Listen, this isn't just a conversation. This is a safe space. We're talking about something that is very dear to my heart, and I'm going to tell you why. We're talking about people pleasing. We've covered that before, but the truth of the matter is I'm sharing this topic with you because I lived this life. Truthfully, I never really considered myself a people pleaser until I had a come to Jesus meeting. God kind of snatched me up and my body started talking and my body was reporting me to God and the report came back to me that you have a problem. And so because I know that I had this problem, I know that there are many of us who have the same problem. And I really wanted to talk about it because God led me from being a people pleaser to releasing every single thing. That's how this movement got started. Just my body saying, hey, enough is enough. And I know that there are many of us who are people pleasers, but we don't identify with it. And we would, because Lord knows I never thought I was a people pleaser, but just, pulling the layers back. Oh my God, yes, I was a people pleaser. And it was a horrible place to be.
It's an imprisonment.
Oh my God, it was an imprisonment that I didn't even know. I thought I was free, but I wasn't.
Yeah, a lot of people who are people pleasers don't realize that they have imprisoned themselves.
Absolutely. So let us define it. People pleasing is when you consistently put other people's needs, feelings and expectations ahead of your own. And so a lot of times as women, we do that being wives and mothers. But the difference is even when it's costing your peace.
Yeah.
You know, it's costing your energy, your well-being. So it's not just you showing up for people. It is at the expense of your own health, your own peace of mind.
That's it.
Your own exhaustion and all of those other things. So you just keep doing it. And so we're going to talk about this today. We're going to gently start loosening up the grip that this has had on us. And I say us because I don't think it was your problem. I think this is my problem.
No.
You might have a little bit of it.
I think I got some smidgen of it.
Got a smidgen?
It's got in there. It's in there, girl.
Well, so what are some of the subtle ways people pleasing shows up that women might miss?
I think it's frustration, and you seem a little agitated and annoyed because you signed up for something that you really know that you shouldn't have, but for whatever reason, well, the reason is we want to be portrayed as nice, as somebody that can someone can depend on, and so we don't want people to be mad at us. We don't want people to talk about, you know, how we are selfish and how we don't cooperate, and that list can go on and on. But basically,
I would say yes when I'm already overwhelmed.
And that makes you annoyed because you realize now.
Yeah, and it's like, and you know, I look at it now, the trick of the enemy. I already know all of 5,000 things I have to do, and it never fails. He would always have somebody to call me with one more thing, and he knows I'm not going to say no. So guess what happens? I go handle their business, and then my 5,000 things, and maybe I'll get done with 2. And I'm not sleeping because I'm up all night trying to accomplish all this stuff that I need to get done because I paused my stuff to go handle somebody else's stuff.
Your health.
And the moment you keep handling other people's stuff, you handicapping them. Sometimes the lesson that God is trying to teach them ain't nothing getting taught because you keep being
enablers.
We become the rescuers, the handicappers, and at whose expense? Theirs and mine. But they good because I don't handle their business. And my business is left unattended.
Now I said, go call Renee. She's good. She can do it.
Call her. She always says she can give you a quick way to handle that. But it's still me taking time out of what I'm doing to pause to take care of somebody else's business, and I'm not handling mine.
Family too.
Don't start me to lying. Some other subtle ways is avoiding conflict at all costs.
Yeah, trying to be the nice person.
Over explaining your decisions.
That's a good one. Well, yeah, that's a really good one.
Feeling guilty for resting. These are examples.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good one.
Little subtle ways.
Even now, I'm finally starting to get into my enjoying my, and I call it self-care. But I used to feel guilty when I would take a nap because I would think of all the things I have to do.
I don't even know how to nap. I don't know what, you know, I love acronyms, so I'm sure I'm going to come up with an acronym for nap. Give me some time. I don't know how to nap. And let me tell you, since I've stopped working, all week I've been feeling like it was the weekend.
Never a pause.
I'm rubbing off on Never a pause. That's what a nap is. Yes. Oh, shucks. I'm rubbing off. The soul stir is becoming a nugget dropper. The nugget dropper is becoming a soul stir with acronyms. Listen, I'm telling you, I have all week kept feeling like, oh my God, I got to get this done because tomorrow I got to go back to work. Because every day is the weekend now. Because I can do what I want when I want at what time I want to do it.
You know what day it is?
No, I don't. It's Freedom Fridays. That's the only way I know because you're here.
Retired folks don't know the day of the week.
So
hater. I'm a hater.
I am sleeping better because I'm going to bed when I feel like it. Because I know tomorrow when I get up, whatever I didn't finish, I can do it tomorrow.
You don't have to worry about writing a report and turning it in.
Listen, I don't have to worry about, oh my God, I got to sit up and finish this documentation and this work that I have to do for myself. I got to stay up and get it done. There have been times when I was working and I hadn't slept for 30 something hours because I went to work earlier, came home, finishing up, trying to catch up on documentation. And then I have team meeting the next day. I'm not ready for that. So I never go to sleep. Then I have to drive all the way up to West Strip and be in team meeting all morning and then go out and see patients after that. Never went to sleep the day before. So now I'm going into another day, collapsing at the end of the day, and then waking up 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning because there was stuff I didn't get to finish 2 days before.
Yeah, that's very unhealthy.
Very unhealthy. But I can tell you now, I was over my niece's house the other day, and the first thing she asked me, and then when her husband got home, he asked me the same thing. So how does it feel? Now they said, because I can tell you, you look so refreshed. And I'm like, well, thank you. I didn't notice it, but if you noticed it, what was I looking like before? Was I looking like, you know, I flipped the script. What was I looking like? Run down? Like, what are you talking about here? So I'm telling you, when God saw that he freed me, that I was willing to be freed, when he showed me you are a people pleaser, that is your problem. That is why you're feeling sick. That's why you're having these bowel issues. That's why, you know, all of these things are happening to you because you people pleasing. You showing up when I ain't tell you show up for them.
Mm.
How about I let that happen to them and it's a repeated offense because they ain't learning the lesson. But you keep going over there being Captain Saver. You saving people from what I'm trying to teach them. You can't even learn your own lesson. You can't even see that you are a people pleaser. You want to be loved. You want to be liked. You want people to think you're the rescuer. You can always count on Renee. Quit it. Who they're supposed to be counting on is me. He said, if I be lifted up, I'll draw. You ain't lifting nobody up but yourself. Because you keep trying to rescue everybody and be there for everybody, and you're not even being there for yourself.
Right.
Stop it. People pleasing doesn't always look like weakness. It often looks like reliability. You're so reliable. We can always count. You can always count on Renee. Even my job, my colleagues and coworkers could always count on me to be the voice. If something ain't right, Renee ain't gonna sit back and take no crap. We ain't gotta say nothing. If there's a system that's not working, all we gotta do is be in the group chat, the nursing chat that we have, and like, oh, have y'all heard that we're gonna start having to do this now? What? We're gonna have to start doing what? In the moment, what? And sister pop off, you know, calling the executive director, calling the manager, confirming. And then when we have a meeting, guess whose mouth is running? Oh, Miss People Pleaser, because I'm the one who will stand up for everybody. And what did it get me? More stress. Yeah, everybody could call me and count on me because God drops things in me quick. You know, the moment a problem comes, quick resolution. It's instant. So without thinking, it comes. Have you ever thought, oh no, I never thought about that? Well, neither had I till you just put the problem in my face. Witty ideas. God, I've always prayed for witty ideas. I always pray for creativity, but God innately put those things in me, but he didn't put it in me to handicap other people or handicap myself. And that's what I was doing. So that's why this is important. This topic is so important to me. That's why I wanted to talk about it, because I know as women in general, because we were created to nurture, sometimes we replace that gifting of nurturing as we got to take care of everything and everybody. Well, who takes care of us? Yeah, God takes care of us, but he created us for relationships. So somebody else should be helping take care of you.
You know what they say? The sacrificial lamb will be sacrificed.
Was I on the slaughter? Was I on the slab for the slaughtering? You can look strong and still be abandoning yourself. And that's what I was doing. So let's talk about how it starts, because we need to expose the roots. Nobody wakes up and decides to become a people pleaser. This is something that, you know, was learned. And where did we learn it?
It could have come from not being a popular child when you were young. Could have come from wanting approval from the people that mean the most to you. It could have come from being isolated and, you know, or it could come because you just want to be seen as a nice person.
I was teased and I internalized those teasings. And there were times when, and I'm sure I've shared this in some other episodes, that I did not feel, you know, smart enough, didn't feel pretty enough, didn't feel, you know, worthy enough, didn't feel intelligent enough, didn't feel like, even into my adulthood, didn't feel like there were rooms that I belong in, because these people were, and felt very intimidated. Even though people in the room thought well of me, I didn't think well enough of myself. But I'll show up because, you know, that's what y'all expected me. Terrified as I don't know what, but I'm here.
Yeah.
And now that door is open. Hey, it's a different me, because God had to show me, you've been so busy pleasing people that you're not pleasing me, because your authenticity can't even come forward until you start having some transparency first with yourself. Look in the mirror, self. This is who you are, and you need to stop it. And this is who God created you to be. That's what you need to be. You need to grab hold of. And until I got to that, I couldn't get freedom.
Right.
And that's how we get stuck. So some of the common roots: wanting to feel loved or accepted, growing up in an environment where peace had to be maintained. You know, your needs weren't prioritized, being praised for being easy or good or helpful, having these labels placed on you, you know, just talking about wanting to feel love or accepted. And it wasn't that I wasn't loved in my home. I was very loved in my home. But like most parents and most family members, they don't know what you need, because they don't even know what they need for themselves.
You said a couple things. So I just said the opposite of what you said. So it can come both ways. It can come from being affirmed, and it can come from not being affirmed.
Because the bottom line is, none of us know what we need. And parenting, you know, is Russian roulette. You don't know.
You don't know.
You don't know what your child needs, because you never knew what you even needed. And we are unhealed people having children, and our unhealed self puts stuff on them. Then they become unhealed parents. And somewhere you have to break the bloodline curse. Somehow, you know, somewhere you have to break the cycle of pain. But if you don't do it, if you don't even know that it's there and something that needs to be done, then you just pass it on. You just spew it on. It is why it's disheartening to me in ministry when people who are called to pastor, or people who are called to lead, have closet issues that they won't deal with. And then they don't recognize that you're bringing that spirit up in the pulpit every time you open your mouth, and you're spewing it out on the people. And you can look and see the pattern of brokenness in your church that is similar to the brokenness in you, because you're spewing it out on your people, yet you're never doing anything with it. We're spirit beings. And so whatever it is we dealing with, if we don't heal it, you can't cuss your wife out and then get up and preach to the people. You know, you can't, if you're female, you can't be disrespectful to your husband and then get up there and minister to people. And don't think that disrespectful and dysfunctional relationship you have with your spouse is not going to spew on the couples that are in your congregation.
Very true.
Because you're not seeing it yourself. So anytime you're in leadership, all of us are flawed. But when you know you got an issue, people pleaser, deal with it. Because if you don't, what you are, those who are around you will become.
Yeah.
Because they see you in leadership. They see you as somebody to, you know, you see people and you like, oh, I want to be like them. Like I've seen couples to say, when people put in their comments, #couple goals. No, you don't want our goal. You don't want to be who we are, because you don't know what it took for us to get here.
And that's the thing. I don't know why
what
people
kind of
always
pain.
put that.
Listen, and I'm presenting to you what I want to present to you.
Right.
I'm not presenting you the dog and dirty.
A 2-minute post.
And you think it's all glistening. No, I'm sharing with you what I want you to know.
That's right.
Which is what most social media is about.
Yeah.
My
Selling you a dream.
My morning manna, when God told me to start doing that, don't be putting on all of this glitz and glamour. I want you to wake up. The nuggets I give you, speak. I want you to crust the eyes, breath stink. I don't care. Wake up and do it.
You have to tell us that.
I had to tell y'all that because I need y'all to know it's raw. You know, it is what he wants me to present because he wants the flawed me to be present. The flawed me to get your mind shifting so you can see you and me are just the same. He just gives me a different perspective on ways to look at stuff. Mm. And so the people pleaser would have been getting up, making sure his face did, making sure, head laid and bitty beads are intact and all that stuff. It's enough of that. It's enough pretty people on social media who have to have everything laid in perfect places and presenting all this. And then, weeks and months later, you see all of that's falling apart because God's now exposed you because you're not telling the truth. And when I say healing is our hustle, I'm not joking. I'm not playing about this thing. I am tired of seeing people broken. I'm tired of seeing people not seeing who they are and being okay with, I am flawed. I have this issue and I need to be healed and I need a safe place. That's why we won't have no judgment here. We've been through some things and we may not have been through everything, but we've been through enough that just like you, we got stuff to heal. But I'm telling you, when you walk in this space of freedom, you will never want to go back. I can't say this enough. You will never want to go back. Never want to go back. So we got to start exposing the root. Do you think people pleasing is more about fear or conditioning?
Fear. Fear that you won't be accepted. Fear that you'll lose relationships. Fear that you'll be looked at in a negative light. Fear that you'll disappoint somebody somehow, some way. No has become a bad word in a people pleaser's mind because you've already decided how you're going to be received for saying that. And the good thing.
So do you think that's all fear though? Because your childhood conditions you. So if it comes from childhood, you don't think it's conditioning too? Or they have an equal?
I think it can be both. I think it can be both. I think it can be conditioned.
I think maybe we start with conditioning, and because that's who we become, then it becomes fear of shifting. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. I think so.
Because it kind of shapes you, but you don't even realize you've been shaped. You don't even realize it because it's like growing up in the house one way, and then you go spend the weekend over your friend's house, and everything over there is totally different. You didn't even know this kind of stuff existed. So your parents, gosh, they actually love each other. I've never seen my parents kiss. Gosh, your parents are holding hands and they're so loving towards each other because you only know what you know.
Right.
So you're conditioned that way. And then when you realize you can become like your neighbor, but it's scary because that's change. And most of us don't like change.
That's right.
Woo, child, that was a big thing for me because I am so regimented. Like parking in the same spot at the mall, going in, super regimented, sitting in the same seat in the particular place. If I go there frequent enough, I'm going to sit in the same seat, same area, and be mad. You sitting in my seat like I paid for that seat. Because I want to do things without having to think. Like, gosh, if you just change your POV, your point of view, your perspective, lady, and get out of what your comfort zone has been, you perhaps might see differently.
That's right.
And experience life differently.
There's so much more to see than what we allow ourselves to see. We have on these like this, so all we see is we see like this.
Like little horses trotting along and can't see. And as women, we have the ability to have a panoramic view. God created us that way. Even the number of synapses in our brain is different from men. They have keeping their laser focus on what needs to be done. But the helpmate in us gives us the panoramic view, because we're not only able to see what they need based upon the vision they cast, but we're also able to see what our children are doing to make sure that they're okay. We get to see all of that.
Sometimes, though.
But in seeing all of that, we forget about seeing ourselves.
Yeah, and it's exhausting, too.
But it don't have to be. We taking on too much.
Yeah.
And he never asked us to do that. Help mate as a wife does not mean I'm helping. It doesn't mean I take over and I'm responsible for doing everything. It doesn't give him a pass of not doing.
That's why it's so important that you know your mate before you marry them, because they think that when they get married, they got a cook, a psychologist.
You got all these. Let me take this hat off. Let me put this one on. No, we're not doing all of that. Also,
they want it all.
Not a sex kit.
All of it. They want it all. You got to change hats. Like, that's all you doing all day. Should have bought a cap. Yeah, you need to know the expectations, because they...
Wow. She done said a word. She's stirring up some pots. I don't know who's watching, but she just stirred up some stuff right there. You learn how to survive by staying agreeable, being the sex kitten, and doing all of the stuff. It's just like you grow up in a house where you see this is how marriage, and then you try to take that into your marriage. Well, that's worked for your parents, but we ain't in 1950 and 60. We in the 2000s. That's not working. My mother was a stay-at-home mom until I turned 5 and she got her first job. But her money was her money. She just wanted to get out of the house and be productive, because she went from being a single 19-year-old to being a married 19-year-old and having back-to-back children for 5 years. And then I was the 6th, way down the road. You know, so you learn how to just be agreeable because of what you saw. She was the youngest of 10. So she was the last on the farm with her, you know, watching her parents. She's baby. Her oldest sister was 17 years older than her. 17. So she was out the house and then moved to DC, met and married a man. So she didn't really grow up with her. And so she had siblings 15, 16 years older than her. So I'm like, gosh, I think 11 years is my oldest brother. That was a lot. And if my sister had lived, she would have been 12 years older than me, you know, so it's a lot. So we got to realize it's not our fault, but it is our responsibility to heal.
When you know that you need the healing.
When you know that it's there, you got to handle it.
So how do you know when you need the healing, if this is how you operate?
You look for patterns. You look for what people have said. Is there a common thing that people say and you brush it off because you're offended? Why are you offended? Because there's some truth in it. We don't get offended just to get offended. There's a root in that offense. And it's usually because there's some truth in what somebody's saying and we don't like it. Our flesh starts getting itchy. Flesh starts getting mad. Like, how dare you say that to me? Well, they ain't the first person that said it. You just mad because they said it.
What about when you're mad at yourself? How do you identify when you're mad at yourself? So you said yes to something that you know you should have said no to, but now you can't go back on it and you're mad about it.
One of the things we have to learn how to do is practice in small ways how to say no, in the way to say no, until you're confident in being able to say no. You can always call that person back and say, you know what? I thought I was going to be able to come, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to come. And that's it. No explanation. I ain't going to be able to come because I got to take my son to the soccer game. And then I forgot my husband had asked me, because even now, sometimes I'll catch myself explaining things away. I ain't got to explain to you.
Yeah. But we do have those people in our life who we know that they're going to come back with a snide remark or a little bit of resentment.
That's their prerogative, and I don't care. Because when I tell you, I have had somebody say something to me the other day. Something happened and I apologized. And they said it was okay. And then they went on to tell me, you know, how what I did created an issue for them. I'm like, 2 seconds ago, you said it was okay. So why am I getting this? And that bothered me for a second. And I said, Renee, get over it. You know, you're not perfect and neither are they. A mistake was made. You apologize. You can't recreate the situation because it happened. It's done.
That was so you. They're telling you don't do it again.
Exactly. So don't say it's okay. When I apologize, then just say thank you or something. But don't say it's okay because it wasn't okay. That's our way. We're people pleasing. We want to accept your apology, but then we want you to know, I accept your apology, but you need to know what you did, what it caused. Right. If you're accepting my apology, forgive me and forget it and move on. Yeah, I know.
Easier said than done.
It is easier said than done. Been there, done that. But when I tell you the freedom I have in forgiving and forgetting and moving on, that means that there's a backpack of bricks I don't have to carry no more.
Bless you.
Because I've carried them. Carry one bag of bricks on this side and then something else happened and I'm picking up another backpack of bricks. And I'm carrying around all this weight while you living free. Living rent-free in my mind, living rent-free in my heart while I'm carrying all this stuff and you ain't a bit more thinking about me and the man on the moon. Why am I going to continue to do that? I'm telling y'all, I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know based upon the experiences I've had and how I feel now at peace. When I say no, you're not convincing me to say nothing different. I don't care what kind of bells and whistles you pull out. If I said no, that's it. You're not convincing me of nothing else. You can threaten, you can try what you want. It doesn't work on me no more.
Is that because you think it thoroughly through before you respond?
Sometimes, and sometimes I already know. I've been at this with you for years, or I've been at you. I know what you're going to try to do. It's not going to work. I've been that people pleaser most of my life. You can't push me into nothing. My husband will say something like, well, I know when they call you on. I was like, no, I'm not. You know you're going to. I said, have you seen me run to the rescue? Well, no, I haven't seen you run to the rescue in a long time. Okay. Because that old me don't exist anymore.
Wow.
Like your poor planning does not become my emergency.
Yeah.
Not happening. We're not doing that.
Rescuer.
Because guess what it costs you? Emotional exhaustion, quiet resentment, loss of identity, disconnect from your own needs. Why would I go back to that? I was emotionally exhausted. And like you said, you say yes, but you really don't want to say yes, but you say it anyway because you want to please them. And then you're mad. Why are you mad? They had the right to ask, but you had the right to say no.
Right.
And just because you didn't say no, it's not their fault.
Get it together.
Because when you now that you got to show up because you said you are, show up at the best. Because at the end of the day, everything you do, you represent the Father.
Exactly. So remember that. Everything you do, you're representing the Father, because I don't want you all to go and put on this cape and say no. I'm Captain No. Because now everybody has to pay for the times that you say yes. So yes, even when you can say yes, you're saying no. So be careful with that.
That's a good point. Because
with that.
I was getting ready to radicalize y'all.
Be careful with your nose.
As the no queens. No, I'm not doing it. No, like the terrible twos. We get ready to go back to the terrible twos.
I don't think so.
In our 60s, talking about no. I mean, but you don't want to. No. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever it is. No, I'm not suggesting.
Absolutely not.
I'm not suggesting, so I'm glad you brought up that point. Yes, we're not putting on the Captain Queens or the Queens of No. This is not the Queens of No territory. But what we are saying, take a minute, pause, and learn to put yourself first.
Be true to yourself.
It's like loaning money. Don't loan money that you can't afford to lose.
That's such a good lesson.
Because you may not get the money back. So it's the same thing. Pause. Is my saying yes going to cause me some debt?
Right.
And I don't mean financial debt, peace debt, tranquility debt. Am I going to be resentful? Is that going to be a debt that I'm going to have to pay? Check it before you say yes. You can say, let me think about it. Let me call you back. You don't have to say yes right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then examine, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to go over there? Do I really want to go out to dinner with them? Do I really want, there's some people who you go, every time you go out to dinner with them, it's always something.
Yep.
You're not having a good time.
Nope.
I know eating is God always had, if you look at things, beautiful lessons were always taught when bread was broken together.
Mm-hmm.
But is this somebody you want to go and break bread with? No, because there's no spiritual fruitfulness whenever I'm hanging out with them. So why would I continue to do that?
Yeah, then you get home and you're drained.
Let me call you back. Let me call you back. Let me check my calendar. Yeah, that's the little small things.
Can I get back to you on that? Give me a day. And if they say, we need an answer right now, well, unfortunately, I'm not able to do it if you need an answer right now because I really need to look at my calendar. Don't let them pressure you either.
Listen.
Manipulation.
Why do you think, because you've spoken a lot about resentment, why do you think resentment builds so quietly?
Because you don't deal with it and you just keep piling up and saying yes to this one and that one, or it could be the same one. And you look at them and you look at their story and you feel like, you can help them with the situation. But then you do it and here they come back knocking on your door, ringing your phone again. And so you have to, it's something you said earlier about God never told you to do that. And so you're not allowing the person to grow and learn the lesson because you keep getting in the way. You think you're helping them, but you're hindering them from getting the lesson so that this won't be a reoccurrence.
And at the foundation of everything you just said is you're not being honest with yourself. If you're not honest with yourself, you're going to do things that you don't want to do, and it's going to slowly build resentment towards you, resentment towards them.
Yeah.
And you just become this mean person. And it's really it comes right back to you. If you were being honest and saying that I'm saying yes, but I really mean no, giving yourself a pause so that you don't have to build that quiet resentment.
Yeah, and
every time you're overriding yourself.
And we're hurting the people that we say we love the most sometimes by continuing to get in the way and rescue them or help them.
And every time you ignore that little feeling of, I really don't want to do this, you're adding another layer, another layer, another layer. It's like you're piling on to the resentment, little by little. After a while, guess what? After it accumulates, you become an explosive, dynamite.
Which brings on some other issues that can come out of that, where you may find yourself overeating, or
why is she all in my business?
Shopping for things you don't need, or
why you all in my business? Why? I'm the queen of transparency. I ain't need you to be unpacking my stuff.
Well, I mean, you ain't the only one over there.
Emotional eater, emotional shopper.
Yes. Hello.
Listen.
My name is Sonja the Soul Stirrer, the emotional eater and shopper.
And I am, what is it? One of the anonymous groups, like one of the Shoppers Anonymous,
yes.
The Overeaters Anonymous.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better. I've been getting up and riding 4 miles on my bike.
That's awesome.
The husband go out to the track and walk, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get on this bike and ride my 4 miles. It's very helpful for the knees. I have not had any knee issues since I started back on my
bike.
And the doctor told me to do that. Told me to get a stationary bike, and it will help my knees. And instantaneously, we got 5 minutes. I thought you was high-fiving me.
5 minutes.
Okay. Well, a lot of women don't even realize this resentment at first. It shows up as what you said earlier, an irritation. You short, patient, you're feeling unappreciated. But the root is, I keep showing up for everyone else, but I'm not showing up for me. And we got to stop it. So we'll stop here. We'll come back to this statement before we do the next question. I did not remind you all, don't forget to get your book. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to comment. Listen, when you like, when you subscribe, it tells YouTube that this is content that is needed and wanted. And then it expands us to more territory. And I don't know about you, if this conversation has hit home for you, if it hasn't hit home for you because you're not the people pleaser, but you know somebody who is, know that there are millions of more people just like us, because none of us are on an island by ourselves in the issue. So we need you to subscribe. We need you to make sure you share it. And then the person that you share it with, tell them, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to comment. Don't forget to go to Amazon and get the book. It's life-changing. Okay, those are the testimonies I'm getting. And so I need you to get the book. Book signing is coming May 9th. I sent it out on social media. Please register if you're coming, because it lets me know, one, who's coming, how many's coming, not necessarily who's coming, but it does tell me that too, but how many people are coming, so I can make sure we have enough of the refreshment, and make sure if you need a book, you're identifying that you need a book, and then pay for your book on the registration link so that we'll make sure we have the book for you and have enough books. I have books, but I want to make sure I have enough for those of you who still need them. And the support has been wonderful. There are so many things. We were talking before we started recording, and I'm so happy to hear that my sister here, God is putting the pressure on her to do some of these things He's placed inside of her. And so you'll be hearing about those things in the future. We have so much. I'm partnering with other people who want me on their podcast. And I said, second season, we're going to have some guests. And so we're building, we're doing some great things. And we're so glad that you're a part of the Nugget Tribe. You're a part of this community, and that we are supporting one another, loving up on one another. And there's really nothing you can do about it. We're going to love you no matter what. So we are grateful that you're hanging out with us. But share this podcast with some other people. Give us some ideas of things you want. I research about what people are talking about, but listen, you have some issues that you want addressed, and you want them addressed sooner or later. We won't know unless you tell us. But we love and appreciate you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. And so we'll see them later, right?
Yes.
See you later.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the R.E.S.T Movement Podcast. Remember, keep breathing, keep believing, keep becoming. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. See you next Friday.